Out now. Exclusive news: after the defeat of the Raiders on Sunday, Josh McDaniels gave an interview in which he said that he would no longer have patience when deciding some things. Check out all the news now. And if you're also a Raiders fan and don't want to miss any news we post here every day, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, regardless of what you might hear when you join a discussion on Twitter, which I never recommend. You might think that one person or one area is the team's problem. Some will say the problem is Josh McDaniels, others will say it's Derek Carr, while others will say it's the defense. The real answer is all of the above. But fresh off a game in which Jarrett Stidham led the offense to 34 points against the league's top-ranked defense only to lose in OT 37-34, the discussion naturally turns to the defense as being a big issue, with few exceptions. There have been issues with the defense much of the season. They ranked 25th in points allowed and 26th in yards allowed this season. While being 31st in takeaways, how to fix it may not be an easy answer. How much blame falls on new defensive coordinator Patrick Graham? Or do they give him a reprieve and see how his defense can perform with an influx of talent? We could soon get our answer. Defensively, do we want to have some things we're going to try to improve? No question, said McDaniels. We're definitely not going to be patient in that regard. Those evaluations after the season will be very important to us. Kind of lay a blueprint for what do we try to do with the guys that are coming back to make sure that they can take a step forward and improve, and then what do we need to address somehow someway to acquisitions in the offseason. We'll be hard at work at that after this next game. The Raiders will face the Chiefs on Saturday to close out their season. They were officially eliminated from the playoffs Sunday with that OT loss to the 49ers. So, the final game is just to try to play spoiler against a division rival. Otherwise, the game is just something to get out of the way as they head for the off-season. Next up will be free agency in March and then the draft in April. This time with picks in the first 2 rounds. Something they didn't have in McDaniels and Ziegler's first draft with the Davante Adams trade. Currently the Raiders' spending is severely lopsided toward the offense. They devoted $107 million of the cap to the offense with just $60 million spent on defense. The departure of Derek Carr and his contract will give the team a chance to even things up a bit in that regard. Whether they do it or not will depend on whether they turn around and simply hand big money to another QB in free agency, or if they pass on any big names Tom Brady and look to the draft instead. The primary areas on the defense that could use some attention are the interior defensive line and the secondary. And, of course, they must decide if Graham gets another shot to see what he can do with some more players he handpicked.